Welcome to ATC, the emergency medicine channel. Today we are discussing about an endocrine emergency condition, that is pheochromocytoma. These patients can present to emergency room with acute tachycardia, SVT, atrial fibrillation, high BP, hypotension, all type of autonomic dysfunction they can have. It's a tumor originating from the catecholamine secreting cells. They originate from the chromaffin cells of the adrenal medulla and the sympathetic ganglia or sympathetic trunk. They are referred as pheochromocytomas or catecholamine secreting paragangliomas. They are extra-adrenal pheochromocytomas. Either it can be originated from the adrenal gland or it can be originated from the sympathetic trunk. Now you can see this picture, adrenal glands and sympathetic trunk. These tumors can be originated from anywhere in this tract. So they can increase the heart rate. These tumors can secrete hormones and increase the heart rate, arrhythmias, hypertension. All these complications can this patient have. Around 95% of the catecholamine secreting tumors are in the abdomen. 85 to 90% of which are intra-adrenal, that means inside the adrenal gland. They are commonly called as pheochromocytomas. Around 10% of the catecholamine secreting tumors are extra-adrenal, that means they are on the sympathetic trunk. They are called as catecholamine secreting paragangliomas. They are responsible for less than 0.1% of the case of hypertension, but they are very common cause for secondary hypertension. So total hypertension, if you take, it is only less than 0.1%. Now you can see the triad of symptoms of this pheochromocytoma. Episodic palpitations. Whenever there is an hypersecretion from these tumors, patient can have palpitation because of tachycardia. Severe headaches, that is also episodic, and profuse sweating. All these things are mostly episodic. Very rarely patient can have some continuous symptoms. Around 10% of these catecholamine secreting tumors can become malignant. So malignant potential is in 10%. Common symptoms are episodic palpitation, high BP, tachycardia, headaches and profuse sweating. Some patients can have continuous symptoms for many years. Other symptoms like anxiety, panic attacks, tremors, sweating, headaches, flushing, nausea, vomiting, chest pain, angina, palpitation, weight loss, fever, something similar to hyperthyroidism. All these features are similar to hyperthyroidism, but the episodic high BP is slightly different from hyperthyroidism. Hypertension is mostly intermittent, but some patients will have constant. Most of the presentation to emergency medicine will be intermittent high BP, palpitation, chest pain, tachyarrhythmias, hypertension. All these things are the presentation to emergency room, but many patients will be asymptomatic. They have constant high BP that may not respond to your routine drugs. Paroxysmal symptoms are very common. They present with acute episodes of anxiety, palpitation, tachycardia, all these things. These paroxysmal symptoms can generally present after exercise or positional changes, pregnancy, during surgery, after urination. All these things they can aggravate. Some drugs like tricyclic antidepressants, opiates, metoclopramide also can aggravate the symptoms. Another important feature is whenever we start medicines like beta blockers in a patient who is having this type of tumors, the BP can increase. That is called as paradoxical hypertension. We are giving a drug to control the BP like beta blocker. It's a normal drug which is used in hypertension. But the patients who is having pheochromocytomas, beta blocker alone will not control the BP and unopposed alpha action occurs and BP can increase. This is called as paradoxical response. That is very common in pheochromocytomas. Other features are like tachyarrhythmias. Some rare patients can have bradycardia and hypertension. Orthostatic hypotension is very, very common. Remember, in a normal person who is having systemic hypertension, orthostatic hypotension is not very common. If they are on some drugs, they can have orthostatic hypotension, especially like alpha blocker, calcium channel blocker and all. But on diagnosis itself, patient is having severe orthostatic hypotension, we have to think about a secondary hypertension, especially a condition like pheochromocytoma. Cardiomyopathy is a rare condition which is mostly due to tachyarrhythmia induced or catecholamine excess induced stress cardiomyopathy. Some patients can have insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes mellitus. So these are the common symptoms: tachycardia, arrhythmias, weight loss, sweating, palpitation. Rarely patient can have bradycardia and hypotension. Orthostatic hypotension is very common on presentation itself. Cardiomyopathy is very rare. Diabetes can occur in some patients. Now once you get a case of pheochromocytoma or suspected pheochromocytoma, I'll tell how you suspect. Whenever we start the treatment for any patient who is having hypertension, normally BP will be controlled with 1 or 2 drugs. If they are not getting controlled, then you have to suspect a patient who is having pheochromocytoma. Or after starting beta blocker, if the BP increases, then you have to suspect pheochromocytoma. Or during the first presentation itself, patient is having high degree BP, palpitation, chest pain, tachyarrhythmia. All these things we can suspect pheochromocytoma. Most important investigation in pheochromocytoma is 24-hour urine metanephrine and VMA. Both will be elevated in pheochromocytoma. So 24-hour urine, metanephrine and VMA. After certain preparations are there, this patient require to avoid some diet or drugs before taking this urine test. We have to go for these preparations and we have to take the sample for 24-hour urine, metanephrine and VMA. Both will be elevated in the pheochromocytoma. A positive case definition is normetanephrine more than 900 microgram in 24 hours or metanephrine 400 microgram in 24 hours. Norepinephrine more than 170 microgram in 24 hours. Epinephrine levels more than 35 micrograms in 24 hours. Dopamine more than 700 microgram in 24 hours. So this will give a positive test report. So patient who is having weight loss, palpitation, sweating, tachycardia, hypertension which is not getting controlled with routine drugs, you prepare the patient for this 24-hour urine metanephrine and VMA. If they are elevated, we have to suspect pheochromocytoma. But they are not the definitive test, we have to go for imaging study. CT or MRI of abdomen can pick up most of the pheochromocytomas when they are in the adrenal gland. Approximately 80% of the pheochromocytomas are unilateral by imaging studies, 10% are bilateral, 10% are extra-adrenal, that means in thorax, in neck or urinary bladder. Less than 10% tumors are malignant. MIBG scan is another important investigation. We can pick up the tumors which are not picked up by CT or MRI. It shows an increased uptake in the sites of oversympathetic activity. There is an advantage of MIBG. It can pick up wherever the lesion is, it can pick up. But CT or MRI will pick up the lesions in the abdomen, or when we are focusing on that area, we can pick up the lesion. But MIBG can pick up throughout the body, it can pick up the lesion. Now I will talk about medical management. That is very important for an emergency medicine person, because this patient will be admitted to emergency medicine with acute onset of tachycardia, palpitation, tachyarrhythmia, all these things. You have to remember only one thing. Here beta blocker alone will aggravate the problem. So before starting beta blocker, we have to start an alpha blocker, or we can go for, suppose that is not there, we have to go for a beta blocker with a better alpha blocker ability. So alpha blockers are routinely used. Alpha blockers are phenoxybenzamine 10 to 20 milligram. You can give orally, slowly increase the dose, and BP can be controlled. Other alternative drugs available in our country is prazosin. That is the most common drug available in our country. Prazosin we can give 5 mg or 10 mg to control the BP. They are available as oral drug. That is the only disadvantage. Terazosin, doxazocin, both are in use. We can use these drugs also. Once we control the BP with these drugs, you can add beta blocker. Never start beta blocker first in pheochromocytoma in emergency room. You can use any drug other than beta blocker. When we have a tachycardia, routinely we use beta blocker. Here if you give beta blocker first, there will be unopposed alpha action and patient can deteriorate. So you have to go for any other drug. So you can use NTG or whatever drug to control the BP, but alpha blockers are the drug of choice. The available alpha blocker to our country is prazosin. That is the best drug available. And once the BP is controlled, we can add a beta blocker which can control the tachycardia. Routinely used drug are propranolol or atenolol. Propranolol is the best drug because it can even control the central symptoms because of the like CNS. This is the only drug which can cross the blood-brain barrier. So this is the ideal drug, but you can use any drug to control the BP after adequate alpha blockage. So propranolol can be given. So 10 mg TID or 40 mg SR tablet can be started. Slowly you can increase the dose. So an alpha blocker control the BP, then a beta blocker control the symptoms. That will be a better choice in pheochromocytoma. High sodium diet. 1/3 of the alpha adrenergic blockage patients should be treated with high salt diet because the catecholamine induced volume contraction and orthostatic hypotension associated with alpha adrenergic blockage can be controlled with this high salt diet. That is very important. The only condition probably you treat the patient with high BP with a high salt diet to increase the volume. So high salt diet can be used in some patients with severe alpha adrenergic blockage after treatment. Now, definitive treatment for these tumors are surgical. You have to remove the tumor, then only patient will be symptomatically better. Hypertensive emergencies can be treated with any drug which can be used in emergency room like NTG, sodium nitroprusside. All these things can be used. Only thing, when you are treating with beta blocker, try to give a alpha blocker before that, or a drug which has got both alpha and beta blockers can also be used. In inoperable or metastatic tumors, metorosin can be given and it can reduce the catecholamine synthesis. The dose of the metorosin is 250 mg 4 times daily. It can be increased to 250 to 500 mg and maximum doses 4 gram per day. It can also treated by these cancers like malignant pheochromocytoma can also be treated with chemotherapy like drugs like cyclophosphamide, vincristine, all these things. So there is a different issue. Malignancy is common in 10%, possible in 10% of the pheochromocytoma. They may not be responding to your routine therapy. They have to undergo chemotherapy. The most important message from this presentation is, whenever this type of patients present to emergency room, you know that this is pheochromocytoma, we suspect this is pheochromocytoma, try to avoid giving beta blocker first itself, because it will increase the symptoms, it can increase the symptoms. Moreover, sometimes we will not be able to do the testing for VMA and metanephrine in this type of patients. You can go for other drugs other than alpha or beta blockers before testing, and once you start alpha blocker, control the symptoms, then start the beta blocker. That will be the best option in this type of patients. Thank you.